Hello everybody, in this video we are going to learn how to find whether a number is palindrome or not. So let's write the program to find a number palindrome. So in this program we are going to accept a value from the user. So we will import scanner class. So import java.util.scanner. Next we write down the class name. So public class. Here I have taken the class name as palindrome. So I write down palindrome. Then public static void main. String args. Next we will declare all the variables which will be required for this program. So in this program we will need some variables. Suppose we take x to accept the value, accept the number from the user. Then we will take a temporary variable which will store the value of x over here. Any variable name you can take. Then we will have to take a variable to find remainder. Means actually in this program we have to reverse the number and we have to check whether the reverse number and the original number they are same or not. And if they are same, that means it is a palindrome number. So one variable we are taking to reverse the number, and then we'll also have to sum up to find the reverse number, and we initialize the value 0 to that. So these are the variables we will need in this program. Next we have to create an object of the scanner class. So scanner obj equals to new scanner. Then system.in. Then we write down x equal to whatever user will enter the value, that we will accept it in, store it in x. So first we have to print a message, system.out.println. We have to give a message to the user so that he enters enter a number. And that whatever user is entering the number, that will store it in x. So x equals to obj dot next int. And now we have to whatever value the user stores, that we will store it in temp, so that we can compare the reverse number with the original one. So we write down temp equal to x. In this we are storing the number, so whatever user enters in x, that will be stored in temp variable. And now we have to apply the while loop. While x is greater than 0, means whatever computation we are going to do now, that will continue till the value of x is greater than 0. So what we will do, we have to reverse the number, and for that what we write down, r equals to x mod 10. So what this will do, this suppose if you are entering a number, say 525, so r equals to x mod 10, this will do 525 divided by 10, so this will return you the remainder. So remainder will be 5. So here r will store 5, and then sum equals to, we should write this in the next line, sum equals to sum plus sum plus r, and here we are reversing the numbers, so we will multiply this sum into 10. So what is this? I will explain you what this statement is doing. This I will explain you when I will show you the dry run of this code. So here what we will get, initial value of 0, sum is 0, so this will give 0 into 10 plus r, so this is going to give 5 for the first time if we are taking the number as 525. And then after this we write down x equal to x by 10. So this will give you the remainder, like if you have dividing, if you are taking 525, the user enters 525, which is a palindrome number, then over here you will get 525 divided by 10, that will be 52. So again the same process, as this x is greater than 0, so again all these things will continue. So all these things I will tell you later on that what was actually happening. Then we compare the value if temp equals to sum. If the sum whatever we are getting over here and the value which is stored in temp, if they are same, then system dot out dot println x is a palindrome number, and if it is not true, means else, we will print that x is not a palindrome number. X is not a palindrome number. So here we have completed this program. So let's see the dry run of this code, that how this code is actually working. Here we are having the entire code. So the main part which is happening over here, so suppose if you are testing for 525 whether this is a palindrome number or not, so let user enter 525. So this x is having 525. Then the first thing is that temp, whatever value user enters, that is stored in temp. So 525 equals to temp, means temp is now holding 525. Now the first condition which is tested over here is while x is greater than 0, whether this is true or not. So this is true, so this whatever statements are there inside while loop, that will be executed. The first thing is r equals to x mod 10. So we know in the previous program we have done that modulus operator, this returns the remainder. So here r equals to 525 mod 10, so this is going to give 5. When you divide 525 by 10, the remainder will be 5. Sum equals to sum into 10 plus r. So initial value of sum is 0, here we have put 0. So 0 into 10 plus r value is 5 now, so this will give 0 plus 5 equal to 5. Next, x equal to 525 by 10, so here we get 525 by 10, so that will be 52. This division operator, this gives the quotient value. Now again we see that this condition is satisfied, because after this is over, again the flow control, the program control goes back to the test condition, and if it is true, then again this set of codes will be executed. So now also, as the value of x is now 52, so this is true, this statement is true. So now r equals to 52 mod 10, so 52 divided by 10 will give remainder 2, and sum will be equal to sum into 10 plus r. So now the value of sum is 5, so 5 into 10 plus r is 2, so here we get 52. Again x equals to x by 10, so that is x equal to 52 by 10, so here the quotient will be 5. Now again we see that x value is greater than 0, so again this set of statements will be executed. This is true, so r equals to, now by value of x is 5, so 5 divided by modulus 10. So this will give a remainder of 5, because if you divide 5 by 10, so 10 zeros are 0, remainder will be 5. So here we get r as 5, and sum equals to sum into 10 plus r. So sum is 52. Here we can, from here we get the value of sum, 52 into 10 plus 5, so that is equal to 525. And again x equals to x by 10. So now x equal to 5 divided by 10, so that will be 0, because quotient will be 0 now. So now as the value of x becomes 0, this loop will terminate and this statement will be executed. So if temp equals to sum just now we got as 525, and here in temp we had stored the value of x, so it is also 525. So as this is true, so this will print that it is a palindrome number. So this is the concept of palindrome number. Means this program, what this is doing, this code is actually reversing the number, and it is checking whether the original number is same as the reverse number or not. And if they are same, that means it is a palindrome number, and if it is not same, then they are not a palindrome number. So now let's go back to the program and see whether we are getting the desired output or not. Here we are having the program. Let's compile this. Here we get class compiled, no syntax error. Let's execute this code. So we close from here, void main, okay. Enter number, this is asking to enter a number. So suppose if I enter the same number, say 525, to check whether this is a palindrome number or not. So here you can see that it is a palindrome number. Here slight change we have to do in the last statement which we have done, because here instead of value of original value of x we are getting 0, because as we had done the computation and there after calculation the value of x was 0, that's why here it is displaying 0. So actually we have to print the value of temp over here. So let's go back to the code. Here instead of x we have to print temp, because in temp we had stored the value of x. So here we write down temp. Now we will execute the code and let's see whether we should not get any error now. So void main, okay. First here it is asking to enter a number, so let's enter numbers. Let it be 525 again. Now here you can see that 525 is a palindrome number, and suppose if I take any other number which is not a palindrome, so for that we will execute this code again. Okay, so let's take 100. So here you can see that 100 is not a palindrome number. So this is the code to find out whether a number is palindrome or not.